What's up, dudes? Welcome to Bub's Arcade. Today, I want to present my top 10 most wanted Tekken 8 DLC characters. As a gangly and awkward teen growing up in the 90s, I was obsessed with Japanese fighting games at the arcade. One game was king for me. That was Tekken, King of the Iron Fist Tournament. I would daydream about the characters' backstories and draw sketches of new fighters that I'd like to see in Tekken sequels. Tekken 8 is here, and the first DLC character we'll be getting is Brazilian capoeira master Eddie Gordo. Who's next? Let's break down my top 10 characters I'd like to see as Tekken 8 DLC, counting up to number 1 being my most wanted fighter. Starting off at number 10, we have Bo Montana, aka Rodeo. Yeehaw! He's from the USA, and his fighting style is that of an MMA brawler. I'd say it's highly unlikely that he'd make it into the game. I predict there's about a 20% chance we'd see old Rodeo thrown down in Tekken 8. His only appearance was in the short-lived 2018 phone game Tekken Mobile. He's never been in a main Tekken title, and I think he'd be a great addition to Tekken 8. He was a collegiate football star and captain of his football team. Bo joined the military and transferred his skills from the football field to the battlefield. His name is a combination of NFL stars Bo Jackson and Joe Montana. I like his design, but I'd like to see it reworked to be a bit more edgy. He's a bit generic. It would be cool if they could expand his moveset and make him more of a grappler. And yeah, let me know what characters you guys would love to see as DLC. And please like and sub if you enjoy the content, my dudes. At number 9, we have Miguel, hailing from Spain with a brawler fighting style. I'd say it's likely we get Miguel as DLC. I reckon there's a 50-50 chance he joins Tekken 8. Miguel debuted in 2007's Tekken 6. When he first appeared, his design was pretty stereotypical. A Spanish dude dressed up as a bullfighter. Might as well have a ginger Canadian lumberjack character who beats people with hockey sticks. His design did become cooler, however, and I always liked his basic brawler style. His fighting style was very aggressive. No fancy martial arts or ninjutsu, just brutal street fighting from Miguel. In Tekken 6's story, Miguel is described as a lone wolf who fights to avenge the death of his sister. His sister was killed by Jin Kazama and the Mishima Zaibatsu. I would love to see Miguel return in Tekken 8, and I imagine Namco could give him some cool abilities with the heat system. Hopefully he could get a redesign and a cooler haircut. Maybe a Steven Seagal ponytail. At number 8, we have the OG Heihachi Mishima. He's from Japan, and his fighting style is Mishima style karate. It's highly likely we see Heihachi as DLC. I'd say there's a 90% chance he returns. Heihachi debuted in 1994 in Tekken 1. He was the original game's last boss. His story revolves around his brutal blood feud with his son, Kazuya, over the family's cursed devil gene. Spoiler alert, Heihachi Mishima is dead. During the conclusion of Tekken 7, Heihachi is killed by Kazuya. Kazuya Mishima throws his father Heihachi into a river of molten hot magma. Dying in Tekken is no big deal, however. Just ask Kazuya. I'm sure Heihachi will be resurrected by some supernatural force or as a clone. I would love to see him with a badass redesign. He could come back with some cool battle damage or some supernatural abilities like Jinpachi. I'm sure Heihachi will return as you can't have Tekken without him. At number 7, we have Michelle Chang. She hails from the USA and her fighting style is Chang Kempo. I'd say there's an 80% chance we see Michelle playable in Tekken 8. We will either get her or her daughter Julia returning. They are basically the same character with near identical moves. Michelle first debuted in 1994's Tekken 1. She is of mixed ethnicity, being half Asian and half Native American. Her father is from Hong Kong and her mother is an indigenous American. Her father was killed by Heihachi's men prior to the events of Tekken 1. She joins the King of Iron Fist tournament to avenge her father and defeat Heihachi. Michelle has not been playable since 2011's Tekken Tag 2. I always thought she had a cool fighting style. Her fighting style is a mixture of various martial arts such as Chin Yi Li, Lu, Hei Quan, and Baji Quan. She also used a lot of wrestling moves like suplexes in her throws, and I love wrestling. She is the only original Tekken 1 character who is not playable in Tekken 8. I would love for her to return with a cool redesign and a more grappler-focused moveset. At number 6, we have Kunimitsu. She's from Japan and her fighting style is Manji Ninjutsu. I feel it's highly likely we'll see Kunimitsu return. Kunimitsu first appeared in Tekken 1 as an unlockable character. She has come a long way from her hideous and ugly Tekken 1 design. There are two versions of Kunimitsu, however, Kuni 1 and Kuni 2. Kunimitsu 2 is my favorite and the daughter of the original Kunimitsu. Kuni number 2 was first playable in Tekken 7, where she was a very strong character and fan favorite. She is a member of the same ninja clan as Yoshimitsu, the Manji clan. In Tekken 7, the original Kunimitsu falls ill and her daughter takes her place. Kunimitsu enters the King of Iron Fist tournament to raise her mother's spirits. Kunimitsu is my favorite Tekken ninja, and I loved using her in Tekken 7. It would be awesome for her to come back and to see what she could do with the new heat system. Her playstyle involves a lot of tricky setups, projectiles, as well as some really cool throws. I'm sure we'll see this foxy ninja return. At number 5 in my 10 most wanted DLC wish list, we have Shuawei. Her place of origin is unknown and her fighting style is Taekwondo, the Korean kicking martial art. I'd say her chances of appearing playable in Tekken 8 are highly unlikely, although I really want her to join the roster. I have no gameplay to show you guys as Shuawei was never playable. She was supposed to appear in 2018's Tekken Mobile alongside Rodeo as a new character. She has a render alongside a few pieces of concept art. Shuawei is actually not her official name, but it was given to her by fans. She was advertised to appear in Tekken Mobile, but unfortunately, those plans were KO'd when the game's servers were taken offline in 2019. This lovely fighter has a really cool design, and it would be awesome to have a female version of Harang. I've seen her requested on a lot of other content creators DLC wish lists. Since she already has a design and moveset planned, it would be great to see her come to life in Tekken 8's Unreal Engine 5. Perhaps she could be Bayek's daughter. At number 4, we have Craig Marduk. Hailing from Australia, his fighting style is Vale Tudo. Craig's first appearance was in 1999 during Tekken 4. Fun fact, Craig-style Vale Tudo is a Brazilian form of MMA. The term Vale Tudo means anything goes in English. Marduk has a very fun play style full of tackles, throws, anti-air throws, submissions, and strikes. Prior to the events of Tekken 4, Marduk ended up killing the original Armor King in a bar fight. He was then jailed only to be bailed out by the wrestler King, so King could kill Marduk in the Tekken 4 tournament. King defeats Marduk, brutally hospitalizing him. King wants to kill Marduk, but eventually has a change of heart. Marduk and King eventually end up becoming tag team wrestler partners. Aww. The story between Marduk and the Kings goes on and on. I could be here all night. I just really want Marduk in Tekken 8 as he is one of my favorite characters. At number 3 on my DLC wish list, we have Brad Hawk. He's from the USA and he has an all-around fighting style. I think it's highly unlikely we'll see Brad in Tekken 8. I'd give him a 5% chance of appearing as DLC. I would love for him to show up as he is from one of my favorite games, Urban Reign. This beat-em-up gem came out in 2005 and was published by Namco. Brad Hawk was the main protagonist of Urban Reign. His past is a complete mystery. He was hired by the Chinese gang leader Shun Ying Li as an enforcer. As a brawler for hire mercenary, Brad must clean up the mess of gangs in Green Harbor. Urban Reign is an underrated gem of a brawler featuring 2 to 4 player local co-op on the PS2. If you like beat-em-ups, I highly suggest playing it. The game featured Tekken's Law and Paul as playable characters, suggesting that the two games share the same universe. Capcom brought Final Fight characters into Street Fighter. I think it would be amazing if Namco could bring Urban Reign fighters into Tekken. Brad Hawk's arsenal of boxing, submissions, and power bombs would fit in amazingly into Tekken 8. At number 2, we have my favorite Tekken boss of all time, Ancient Ogre. His place of origin and fighting style are unknown. I feel it's highly likely we'll see him as DLC. I'd say there's a 75% chance. Ancient Ogre first debuted in 1997 in Tekken 3. He absorbs moves from fighters he's defeated, thus giving him a mix of different characters' fighting styles. His throws use telekinesis to slam his opponents. I always thought his design was amazing. A mysterious green-skinned Aztec warrior with otherworldly abilities. Sorry Kotal Kahn, but Ancient Ogre was the original green Aztec warrior. He was also the last boss in Street Fighter Cross Tekken alongside Akuma. I loved his design in that game. Capcom gave him a very cool look. According to his story, Ogre was a war weapon left behind by aliens in ancient times. Ogre is shown in the Tekken 8 story during Jin's flashbacks. It is revealed that Ogre killed Jin Kazama's mother, June. This makes him a major villain in the Tekken mythos. Ancient Ogre can also transform to his final form, True Ogre. Perhaps he could transform to True Ogre during heat activation. How cool would that be? Ogre hasn't been playable since 2012's Tekken Tag 2, so it would be great to see him return as DLC. Before we get to my number 1 most wanted fighter, I'd like to give some props to characters that just missed out on my top 10. There's Lei Wu Long, Tekken's Jackie Chan, a really cool kung fu cop. There's Anna Williams, a femme fatale assassin and Nina's sister. There's Armor King, a luchador wrestler and friend of King. I'm sure all three of these characters will come back at some point, to the delight of their many fans. At number 1, we have the character I most want to see as DLC, Bruce Irvin. He hails from the good old US of A, and his fighting style is Muay Thai kickboxing. There's a 60% chance I could see Bruce being DLC in Tekken 8. Bruce first appeared in 1995 as a member of Tekken 2's roster. I still remember unlocking him on the PS1 as a kid after beating the game. His inclusion in the game was a total surprise to me, as this was in the era before character trailers. He was my second favorite Tekken 2 character behind my main Law. He had powerful long-range attacks, along with stylish kickboxing combos. His sweep into Shoryuken uppercut string was epic. It was totally epic, my dudes. I'd like to say he's a guaranteed addition to Tekken 8's roster, but unfortunately, newer characters have stolen Bruce's moveset. Fakumram and Josie were mere imitators to Bruce, in my opinion. In Tekken 8, it's time to bring the main man back, the original Muay Thai fighter, Bruce. According to his lore, Bruce grew up in a tough neighborhood plagued by gangsters. He learned Muay Thai in order to survive in his harsh environment. Eventually, he became an elite fighter and won many tournaments. Eventually, Bruce allied with Kazuya and joined the G Corporation. He was the leader of a private force reporting to Kazuya. Bruce traveled the globe eliminating Mishima Zaibatsu operatives. Bruce was last playable way back in 2012 in Tekken Tag Tournament 2. It's time to bring Bruce back in Tekken 8. It would be awesome to see him with a new badass redesign. From what I have seen online, Bruce is a highly requested character. Yeah, he's just such a cool, awesome, he's like a tall built Muay Thai fighter. Really fast. And I was always a fan of the design and his moveset. So hopefully Harada and Bandai Namco can make it happen and bring back Bruce, as he has many fans. I've seen him requested in a lot of other wish lists. So there you have it, my dudes, my top 10 Tekken DLC wish list. I guarantee at least one of these characters will be playable. Tekken 8 has a nice beefy roster of 32 playable characters at launch. We are getting Eddie Gordo, the Capoeira Maestre, soon. He'll be playable this spring. We'll then get new characters this summer, autumn, and winter. Who's next, my dudes? Please let me know who you guys want as DLC in the comment section. I'm interested to know your guys' predictions and picks for Tekken 8's roster. Thank you all so much for checking out my little channel. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. A big bub shout out to Severe Outcome, Sega Saturn No Ken, Chef Sanji, and everyone else who supports Bub's Arcade. I hope you all stay tuned, as I have a lot more fighting game content planned. Keep on gaming in the free world, baby. Peace.